Okay, good evening, everyone. Um, I know parents are busy, so we're just going to go straight to the point, right? And like I stated earlier, can we all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Like I stated earlier, I've gotten feedbacks from some parents on this whole issue of children charging their parents for every single task, and that is not what we agreed on. Is it cherish? Is that what we agreed on? Is that what we agreed on, Cherish? You're not responding.
Auntie Tara, please, your network is a bit. Your voice is cracking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we discussed about you earning last week, right? But your parents are complaining that you're charging them for every single chore you are asked to do. Was that what we discussed last week?
No, ma. No, ma.
So why are you doing that?
I didn't do it.
Is your mom there?
Yes, no, ma'am. She's outside. She's discussing with someone.
Okay. All right. Good evening, Ashifa.
Uh-uh. Hi, hi. How you
How
doing?
are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Fine, thank you. Are you with your son?
Yes, it is a good evening. Good evening, Mr. Adra.
Has he also been charging you unnecessarily?
No, he
Okay, but was
hasn't.
he part of last week's session?
No, he didn't join last week's session. He only joined the first one.
Oh, and he didn't get to listen to it.
No, he hasn't listened to the to last week's one.
Okay, so basically, I'll just do a summary of what we talked about last week so that he
All right,
can
that would be
catch
good.
up while I wait for the mom of Cherish and Annabelle. Okay, so we talked about children cultivating the habit of earning, and we talked about age appropriate ways that children can earn so that they can start saving. When we had the first session, we talked about the history of money, what money really is, the different levels of money, and then we also talked about the value of money, and then we talked about savings and budgeting. And then one of the questions they asked is, how do we even make money to save? Because we want them to begin to build a savings culture um, from a younger age, to introduce how to earn as a child to them. And then basically, we said that there were three different ways they could earn, either through actually doing something, that's because earning involves using your skills, your energy, or your time to get a problem solved or offer help or solution to someone. And so they can earn either through deploying their skills, their time, or energy. They can also get income through gifts that they get on their birthdays. Like if you're having your birthday party, people might come and give you money. That's also a way to get money as a child. And I cited the example of when we're little, when we go to our uncle's houses for Christmas, they give us food and then they give us money. So that's how we're able to save. But now, because of how the times are, it's not so rampant for adults to give out money easily like that, because sometimes the adults don't even have enough to start giving out cash the way we used to have it in our days. I'm sure you agree with me, Ashifa. In those days, uncles and aunties can dash you money for Africa. But in these days, it is not as it used to be. And so when the children get to ask, how do I now get this money? Most times, if it is not from their parents who give them pocket money and little stuffs like that, you can literally count how many people dash them money. Do you understand? So if that is the case, then they need to start thinking outside the box on how they can earn little income for themselves. And so we introduce age appropriate income for different ages. And we talked about using your skill, like when we had Children's Day in an Anglican church. What the children did there, they made beads, they made adire, they made this hair band with Ankara, they made Ankara bags, and they were selling it to the adults. That is one way children can earn. In my son's school, they used to have what they call bake sale, and then we do something. What he did was he did what do they call it, Chapman. He did Chapman and sandwich, and he sold out. So other children bring different things that they do and they sell. Now, for certain ages, like the adults, let's say from 14 to 17, they could engage in teaching nursery primary school children. And I give an example, like if you're living, say, in a block of flats, and you know that your neighbor just has toddlers who are in nursery school, you can decide to tell the mom, oh, we can help with the assignment, because most times even we moms are busy, that we're exhausted from work, from our businesses. And if I have someone who is in GS3, like my son, offer to help me with my nursery school child for his assignment, I'll be willing to take that up. So that's one of the ways they could earn. If it's for the girls that know how to make hair, you could make hair for your colleagues. We talked about this secondary school, when they're on holiday, they can go acquire barbing skills and all that for the future, so that when they get into the university, they're no longer waiting for somebody to send them money. They can just be barbing around their hostels and getting paid for it by their colleagues. We talked about helping, like, to be a nanny. If you have a neighbor that gave birth and she just had nursery children, a child of 14 years can look after a child of 2 years. And you can tell the mother, okay, I've been doing this for people, oh, let me do it for you for 1 week. If you're satisfied, you can start paying me maybe 1,000 a day, 500, as the case may be, so that these children could start learning and developing their entrepreneurial um, skill. They can also start learning to identify opportunities, and they can also start learning to negotiate. So basically, that's what we talked about. And they were supposed to go back and create their three jars. One is the spending jar, one is the saving jar, and one is the sharing jar. Now, this spending jar, say you get 1,000 naira, you divide it into three. You could put 400 in your savings jar. You could put 300 in your spending jar. And you can put 400 in your spending jar and put 200 in your sharing jar. So that if they have to buy a gift, maybe for their mom's birthday, Father's Day is coming up, you want to give something to your father, or your friend is having a birthday party, you want to go to your friend's birthday, they don't always have to disturb their parents to buy the gift that they will give to their friends. They can go to their sharing jar, take out of the money in their sharing jar, and buy a gift for their friends, buy a gift for their mother on Mother's Day or on the mother's birthday, do something for their younger ones, and then their savings jar, That's what we're going to talk about, what they're going to use it for. I have not told them what it's going to be for. So when it's time to let them know that, I will let them know that, but they need to build it up. And their spending jar is when they want to buy ice cream, they want to buy biscuit, they want to buy Fanta. They shouldn't always be disturbing the parents. And so since the parents now know that if they have these three jars, they will not always disturb you for all the minor expenses that they will normally have, you also should be inclined to be willing to encourage them to earn. And we agreed that what parents decide to pay is between the child and the parents. So for me, what I have established with my son is, because I know naturally that if my security washes the car for me, I give them 500 or 1000. So all the chores or all the responsibilities or tasks that if I assign to somebody, I'll naturally pay them or tip them or give them transport for coming to do it for me. I have decided that if he's able to do that for me, instead of bringing someone from outside to do it, I will pay him for it. So this morning he wrote out, because I told him you have to think of how to make money. Now, one of the things he has thought about, he's good with CapCut, he's good with editing videos. In fact, the last video that was uploaded in my YouTube, he did it. So I'm paying him 1000 for it, because when I hire social media managers to do it, I pay them even up to 5000, right? So if he can do it for me, it becomes a cheaper services for me. So he's saving me 4000, I'm giving him 1000. So for every time he edits my content, every time he edits my video and uploads for me, I'll pay him 1000. We agreed on that. Also, anytime he washes my car, if he only washes outside, I'll pay him 500. If he does outside and inside, I'll pay him 1000. And then I was going to send him to go buy akara for breakfast this morning. It is quite a distance. It's a very far walk from the house. In fact, anytime I want to exercise, I take the walk. But this time around, I told him he was going to go alone because I wanted to sleep. Normally, we would drive down there. But because I knew he was going to walk, if I'm to send somebody, I'll probably give them money for bike. So because he's going to do something that if someone else does, I will pay the person either transport or a tip. I agreed that I was going to pay him 500. So now we need to set that structure, because you know how children can be. They learn something and they take it overboard. So parents are complaining that any little child they send their children, they are asked to pay. So that's why today I'm not tackling any topic. I wanted to talk about creative thinking and problem solving today, but I'm going to postpone that to next week so that we can resolve this issue of children telling parents, if you have to go and wash your plates, you pay me 500. No, that's not what we discussed. So that's why I wanted the parents to be on the call so that they can agree with their children, just like as I've agreed with mine. What will work for me may not work for you. Maybe the rule in your house is car, but that's not the rule in my house, because even when my brothers were still in the house at 2021, they were not washing my car. I still had to take my car out to be washed. So since that is not something that has been a culture, I decided let it be one way that he will earn from me. And I don't want to look at it that, oh, because he's my son, wash the car. No, I want to do what I would have naturally have done if I had called an external person to wash the car for me. So for you, it might be something else. What are those 1, 2, 3 things through which your son can earn from you? It will not only help him become responsible in carrying out those tasks, it will also teach him how to bargain, because we actually sat down and bargained. If you see the paper I sent to you, you will notice that he initially wrote 6000 and then he cancelled it to 4000. We had to bargain, because sometimes I come back home with work, data entry, and I show him enter this data for me, and he's entering 1 month, I'm entering the next month because it's much and I need to finish it on time. So he's entering this data that if I'm to give to an external person, I'll pay them. So I tell him, I'll pay you for it. And he does sometimes 3, 4, 5 months data entered into the system so I can just analyze it and all that. So he's taking even official work stress off me. So it's only reasonable to be willing to allow him earn from it. And I expect that other parents to identify what are those things that your children are not supposed to do for you as children, but because you don't really have a choice, you get them to do it. Those are the things that you pay for, not the normal chores like go and wash your plate, go and make your bed, go and wash your uniform, and they tell you to pay. No, that is not what parents are to pay for. So in your own home, you might have washing the car might be a tradition that all boys wash cars, right? Like in my house now, all boys cook, all boys go to market. So I can't pay him for cooking. I can pay him for going to market, but I'm paying him for washing the car because my brothers didn't used to wash cars, right? So Cherish, is your mom here now? I want us to address your own. Then Ashifa and her son will agree to the little things that she can help him earn so that he can have what to save in his 3 jars. I hope you understand it, ma.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
All right. So, ma, you gave a complaint. What are the things that they are charging you for that you know they're not supposed to charge you for?
If he sweeps the house, he will ask for money for payment.
Cherish, that's not what we discussed.
If he washes plates, he will ask for wages.
Cherish, did you contribute in cooking the food?
Yeah.
So why are you charging her for washing plates? You can't charge her for washing plates. You can't charge her for sweeping the house. You can't charge
Okay,
her
ma.
for doing your laundry. So you guys need to discuss now the jurisdiction of your earning from her. If not, the whole aim will be aborted, right? Because when she gets tired, she will not even listen to you anymore. And there's
Okay, ma.
nothing you can do about it.
Yes, ma.
So, ma, please tell them the things that you're open to allowing them earn from you.
All right.
Yes, ma. Oh, pa. Mom, what is no? How we done?
For example, if I'm to come in, right? Cherish, you can tell her, let me lose your hair so that you can pay me. Because if she goes to the salon to lose her hair, she will pay them. So you can as well do it for her and get the money. That will also reduce the amount that she's going to pay in the salon. Because when they lose your hair in the salon, you pay for losing your hair. When they wash your hair in the salon, you pay for washing your hair. So those are the kind of things you should be thinking about. And that's why I said you needed to think outside the box, not normal house chores that you knew are your responsibility even before now. Do you understand?
Yes, ma. Yes,
So
ma.
what other things can you identify? So you say it here and let her agree to it or not, and agree on the price or not.
Washing her car.
Okay, mommy, do you agree to that?
Yes, but I will have to put him through so that he will not wash and miss.
So what else? And you see, that's a good one because when she takes her car to the office and they wash her car for her, she pays them. So let her give you that money so that the money remains within the family. Right. So
Yeah.
what else can you think of?
Going to the market for her.
No, you can't go to the market for her.
What else cooking for her?
You can't cook for her. You need to learn how to cook as a young lady. So you should
Oh,
actually even be paying her to teach you how to cook. But you
yes,
will
ma'am.
not pay her, don't worry. So what else can you think of?
You're washing the dishes for her.
No, you ate the food, so why won't you wash your dishes?
Help her with her laundry.
Okay, yes, at this age, fine, it's not age appropriate for you. So if you can do it well and she doesn't have to bring someone else to do it and she's satisfied that you did it well, yes, she can pay you for that. But when you get to the age where you're supposed to be washing your mommy's clothes, she will stop paying you for that.
I think
So
clearing her papers after work.
clearing her papers after work, helping her with data entry,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Helping her try with her under her supervision, helping her to book a ticket.
Yes, you can learn that, and she should pay you for doing that. And when you learn that very well, you will even be the one now to start managing her own personal company. So that is good. That's the kind of thing I want you to think about. Not sweeping the house, washing the dishes. No, those are your responsibility as a child in the home. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Oh,
mommy, are we in agreement with these things? Are you going to teach them how to help you do these things so that you can give them stipends for doing it?
Okay.
okay.
So, Annabelle, tell your mommy you would like to help her loosen her hair whenever she makes her hair. That's how you can earn. Because right now you can't help her book tickets, you can't wash her car. There are so many things you can't really do right now because of your age. If she uses nail polish, tell her you want to help her clean the nail polish so that she can pay you, right? So you think about her as an individual. What can you do for her that she won't have to go to the salon and pay them to do? Right? That's what you should think about.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how much do you charge? If you're not charging 1,000 and 10,000.
I'm not trying to. Okay. I think 5,000 for everything. Eh? Overall.
No,
Eh?
is that no? You cannot determine how many times you book tickets. You can't determine how many times you book you wash the car. So I think everything should be per sure. You can say, okay, anytime I do this, pay me 250, pay me 300, pay me 500. You can't
Yeah.
go beyond 500, okay?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So that is sorted. So Ashifa, do you want to discuss with your son so that everyone is in agreement and if any of them default, we will hold them responsible because we have evidence.
Okay. Thank you very much for this forum.
Thank you,
First
ma'am.
off, I'll go back to the point, the three savings jars.
Okay.
What we currently do is once he gets money, his own inclination is to spend, right? Mine
Yeah.
is to save. So I so I make him save all. If he gets basically from gifts, that is his source of income for now.
Yes,
So if, for
exactly.
example, he gets a 2,000 naira, he wants to be able to buy something with it. I will take the 2,000 naira and put it into his account completely. But I'm glad that I joined this session so that we can now divide whatever he gets into three. he's saving a portion. He has a portion for whatever he wants to buy, and then he has a portion for gifts because yeah, he always likes to give gifts. He likes to buy stuff for people when he's visiting them. So thank you very much. I
Wow.
learned that. So we will I'm thinking of what percentage works, and where to save, at least for the savings, there's an account, a bank account where the savings go into for now. But
Yeah, sure,
for
that's fine. That can be
yeah,
there.
for the gifts and the, what did you call the other one? What did you call the, for the
The
gifts and
spending.
for his own personal spending?
Yes.
How, I don't know, in practice, how do they keep it? Because don't people get tempted to open
Yeah, the spending is
and take out
basically
the
for
money
spending. The
so you
spending
can
is
spend it
basically
there
for
and
him to
there?
spend it anytime he wants.
He
But the
wants,
catch is he can no longer come and ask you to give him money to buy biscuit. So he also has to learn how to be prudent in spending so that if he
what he
spends some today, he still has some for tomorrow, he still has some for next tomorrow.
has. Okay,
So
that's
even
just,
the
thank you.
spending needs to be checked. So
Yeah,
what they use
Ethan.
is a jar. They
Okay.
use a jar. You can get maybe a custard container, you label it. So they are supposed to get these containers and design it. Cherish, do you have your own close by? Can you put on your video and show us?
No, but no, but we have a bank for saving.
Okay,
Wallet.
okay. So it's just to get something that they can use. For
Yeah, we
the
have some jars in the house that he can
yes,
repurpose.
just use it and color it and you use it.
That's
So
fine.
we still help to regulate his spending so that he knows that even if there's spending, you don't spend recklessly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he still has to learn how to manage his funds because we're just trying to teach them what they will be doing when they become adults. When you're an adult, you need an emergency fund, which is the savings that you're going to be sending to his bank account that you don't touch except it's absolutely necessary. Then you have your short term, which is for your everyday running around, your utility bill, your transportation, and all that. That's his spending jar. And for we adults, we have to plan our finances such that it has to take us for at least 2 to 3 weeks, if not the whole month, depending on
Yeah.
what you earn. And then you also have that miscellaneous that you want to use for ashwebi, that you want to use for your hair, that you want to use to buy a phone and all that. So because they are still children, that's why their own is still restricted to three. If I'm doing this for adults, it's seven jars. For children is 3 jars. So let them start from here and as they develop, as they grow, when they start getting a hold of this level, then we can move to the next level with them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And
This helps.
also when it comes to earning, like you mentioned, it's mostly gifts. You see, the gifts might not come in as consistent as for them to be able to build a very rich, you know, savings. Okay, for what we're going to use their savings to do later on. Yeah, because
Okay.
they are going to have to get to the level where their money has to earn more money for them. So
Okay.
that's why I also want to introduce the mindset of what is he good at. If he's good at computer, now we are in my sister's house for the summer holiday. And my son has already started telling everybody, I can help you to be doing your cap cut. I can help you to be doing your cap cut. And here's the catch. My younger sister is a social media manager in a hotel. And she doesn't like editing videos. And she said, no problem, you'll take it up as far as you can do it to standard. So now it is making him to go to YouTube to learn more
Listen.
professional ways of editing videos. So why he's thinking of making money through editing videos for us, are you now seeing that it's forcing him to try to develop himself better so that he'll be able to edit the video to our standard. So even when they are doing these things, they will now want to go all out to get it done properly. So if in your line of work, sometimes you have to take homework and type, and he's good with typing, and you know you have to type, you have to make dinner, you have to do this, you have to do that. Can you just allocate the typing to him? It takes the stress off you. And you give him 500, you give him 1,000, he has earned something. And it also helps them to understand the dignity of labor so that they don't always feel entitled. This uncle did not dash me money. Very soon, they grow so fast. Very soon, they'll be in the university. And when they're in the university, they'll call the uncle that used to dash them money. And when that uncle does not dash them money, they begin to feel bad. We have a lot of adults that are so entitled that will tell you the reason why they're not doing any business is because their uncle has refused to help them. Their uncle has refused to give them capital. My uncle is working in National Assembly. He cannot even give me a job. He cannot even give me capital. We see this all the time. But if they have developed an entrepreneurial mindset, it can be as little as, okay, sir, you work in National Assembly. I know you need a driver. I can drive. Instead of hiring an external person, can you let me drive and you pay me so amount? By driving him, you begin to hear the kind of conversations he has. You tell him, oh, this deal, sir, I can run it for you. And any reasonable adult will pay you as far as they know that you will do it well. But a lot of times, the adults we have these days just sit around waiting for hands out. So we need to start early to let these people know that nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you anything. And we're getting to that time when nobody cares. I can confidently beat my chest that the way we used to get gifts when we were young is not the way that our children are getting it now. How many people come and actually really dash your children money? You can count them from your finger. But in those days, one of the things that makes you uncle is that children run to you, they hug you, and you say, oh, yeah, take, go and buy biscuit. So some uncles become our favorite because every time they come, we know they must dash us money and all. But it's not like that this time. I'm also an auntie, and I can't remember how many times I've given my nephew money because I don't even have that luxury of more than enough to want to say I'm giving him. Do you understand? I am being as realistic as possible, except maybe the uncles and aunties surrounding them are very wealthy people. Then that's when you can say, oh, they have people who come and dash them 10K, 20K, and all that. So, my own son, from his own experience, how many people really dash him money? Not much. Not much. Not even my siblings, not even my sisters. It's once in a blue moon that my elder sister will give him 2K. Take once in a blue moon. So if this is the case, that means they might not really have enough in their savings at the end of the year. All right. So I don't know if anybody has anything to say.
Yeah, so with regards to what he can earn from, we've both been, I think, while you were speaking and why Mommy Cherish, if permit me to just call you that, was also
Yeah.
speaking, and he and I were muted here and we're thinking. So we're thinking of a number of things. Um, mm, so I'm thinking, no, so he is thinking of washing the bathroom, but I feel like he's too young to wash the bathroom. He's 10. Do you think he's old enough to wash the bathroom?
He's old enough to wash the bathroom. This is even the time he needs to learn it.
Okay.
My son
So
is
maybe
13.
wash the,
My son is
sorry?
13, right? My son is 13. He washes his bathroom, his toilet unsupervised. I no longer
Okay.
supervise him.
Okay.
He washes his uniform. At as at 12, I was still taking his uniform to the laundry. but now he washes his uniform and he irons them himself. So for the purpose of learning it, because it's not really age appropriate, it's a good time to encourage him to learn it while giving him a stipend. But when he
Incentive.
becomes of age, you can now discontinue paying him for washing the bathroom because now that is his responsibility as your son. He needs to help you tidy the house.
Okay. Yeah, so before now we used to have argue over, I swept the house, you have to pay, and I'm like, no, no, no. So now we've dealt with that. We've dealt with
Okay.
that, and maybe in addition to washing the bathroom, folding my clothes because he folds his own clothes. I
Yeah.
fold mine, but maybe folding mine can help him earn an extra 100 or 200 naira. 300. No.
Now that's negotiation, my boy. Give
Yes.
her the reason why she should pay you 300. If you
So why should
win,
I pay
you win.
300? I don't know whether you keep your clothes. Second, I search bathroom. You have not started washing the bathroom yet. I'll pay you. No, I'll pay you for washing bathroom separate from folding my clothes. Why? Uh-uh. It's 300. Okay, I should pay for both folding clothes and bathroom. I should pay you 300. Yeah. Oh, you see sense now. What? You pay me 200 for your clothes, then no, you pay me 200 for washing the bathroom, then now pay me no 400, say 200 for the bathroom, 200 for your clothes, 400. I'll pay you 300 for the two. Deal. 600. No deal. 300 for the two. 400. No. 400. 400. 300. Yeah, deal done.
So
So we've
300
agreed.
is the deal.
Yeah.
So when you don't fold her clothes, you don't get paid. When you don't wash the bathroom, you don't get paid. But when you do dishes, it's free. You're not charging for dishes, you're not charging for sweeping the
For
house
sweeping the house or
because you
watering
don't
my plant.
contribute to cooking the food, right? You don't
Yeah.
contribute to cooking the food. And Ethan, like we said, tell her you want to lose her hair and charge her for losing her hair. Because if she does it in the salon, she will pay for it. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So
and
any
and this has also I think that I'll also invest in him acquiring some skills. So far my son is very playful. He has never had sustained interest in anything, so maybe this will help us to it will motivate him to identify some areas where
yeah,
he would like to.
we'll
Yeah.
talk about creative thinking and problem solving. So it will help them think about what they really want to be doing. Okay. And
Yes.
you should also help them try out different things. I have like I told them last week we went to the salon and my head just started working. Now I'm thinking of when my son goes to the university, I don't always want him to call me for pocket money. What if he can be barbing people's hair and getting money? Which is what
Yeah.
girls do, you know. Girls make hair and get money, right? So I'm thinking I will give him that barbing skill so that he goes there and he uses it. And then for someone who is planning for her son not to school in Nigeria, then you should know that that is really a skill that he needs to have, considering that making your hair, barbing your hair abroad is a very big deal, right? So we also need to help them as parents think outside the box. And that's why most times when we finish holding the session, I ask parents, go back and listen to it so that you know what we discussed and you know how to come in and help guide them. Because I cannot do it alone. They are your children, you live with them 247. You know better. I'm just giving them my own skill to help develop them financially and entrepreneurially, if there's any word like that. But it's the parents that will really know the strengths of each of these ones and guide them so that they now leverage on their area of strength and make it grow. Now, if you say your child is very playful, he could be very good with engaging children, other children. He could be very good with engaging other children, such that, let's say you go for maybe a meeting where other mothers bring their children, and he says, I can engage the children, and he makes them happy. No child is playing. Let the parents pay him for doing that. So even in that being playful, think of creative ways that he can make money out of being playful, because we don't want to make them too serious early, right? We don't want to make
Yes.
them lose their childhood. We want them to
Yes.
enjoy their childhood while making money, enjoying it.
Yes.
So, Ethan, you agree, right?
Yes, I agree.
Good.
Okay, that's
So,
fine. Thank you.
now that we have settled the whole billing by children to parents, now that we have settled that, let's see how much each child will make at the end of the month of June. All right. But for next week, we're going to talk about creative thinking and problem solving. So it will better help you to know what to do, even in school. Like I gave an example in school, you could help the younger classes. You could help a classmate that is struggling. I read a story about a young girl who was very good at a particular subject. I don't know if I shared it with them in the first lesson. So there was this guy, he had money, but he was dull. So he said, teach me maths, I will teach you crypto, and I will pay you still. So she said, what's crypto? He said, it's something that you can use to make money. I'll teach you crypto, but I'll be paying you XYZ amount. So she was teaching the guy all their courses, and he was paying her and also teaching her crypto. Now she came from a poor background. So the money this guy was paying her, she was using it to help her parents. Her mom, she didn't have a father. She was using it to help her mom. She had 5 siblings. Initially, the mom was worried and like, where do you get all this money from? And she said, this is what I'm doing. So that was now helping the mom. And how did this come about? The mom had a shop, and one man came, bought akara and pap, and now said, sleep with me in front of her 6 children. Sleep with me, and I will take care of you and all that. So she poured water on the man and told him to get out, and went home and started crying. So the daughter saw how her mom cried and wasn't happy. But when she went to school, she was the most intelligent, and lecturers always used her as example. And then this rich kid says, teach me and I'll pay you. And he was generous enough to be paying her so much and still teaching her crypto. So the guy's results improved, and his parents were like, I'm happy that the result was improved. So when they came for graduation, the guy introduced her as the person who helped him with extramural classes. So it could be something as little as that. It could be your children going to school with biro and pencil and selling to other students. Selling it to other students. It could be them selling eraser to other students. So it's not something so big. It has to just be little things that they can earn. It could be your children are crafty, make beads, take it to church on Sunday, sell. There's a little girl that always comes to meet me every Sunday and say, will you buy my oil perfume? And I'll say, how much? And she'll say 1,000. I don't need it, but I buy it because I see a little girl trying to, sell something to me. So it could be something as little as that. It could even be a product that you, the mother, is selling. Tell them, okay, you are going to help me sell it in church. For everyone you sell, I'll give you XYZ amount. Because I'm sure that girl might not be the one producing the oil perfume. Maybe it's her mom producing it. But now she's the one selling it. And people will buy from a little girl faster than they will buy from the mother. So it can be in different ways. While the children are thinking, the parents also need to be thinking. Right. So it's a fun journey. let's have fun helping our children learn how to earn. Any other comments before we call it a day? Mommy Cherish, any comments from your end?
My friend
Okay.
sells beads in church.
All
No,
right.
ma.
So, yes, I can hear you. So you
No,
see,
ma.
you can think about a craft you can do, Ethan. Your friend sells bead in church. So somewhere they had gotten this knowledge earlier. Think about something you can do. It might not be selling, it might be a service that you offer in church. Okay. Cherish, you want to say something?
Yes, ma. I used to draw.
So draw something. If you have colleagues that and they give you assignment and they say go home, draw a cockroach. You know a lot of your classmates don't know how to draw cockroaches. Offer to draw
Yes.
it for them at 200. The prices should
Auntie
not be ridiculous so that they can pay. Okay? Yes.
Yes, ma.
Auntie Sarah, I used to draw too.
You draw too.
Yes,
That's
ma.
beautiful. So look for your classmates that don't know how to draw. Olivia, you draw too. That's nice. That's good. All right. All right. Thank you very much for your time. We'll meet on Sunday, right? 6 to 7 p.m. Are we in agreement?
Yes, ma.
All
Sorry,
right.
what day? I didn't get
On
that. What day?
Sunday, on Sunday.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Sunday 6 to 7.
Okay.
If you can watch the previous this so you get the holistic picture with him, that would be nice.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you all. Have a beautiful evening and make sure that you do what you're supposed to do for your parents, okay? Because
Yes,
you're
ma.
good
Yes, ma.
children.
Yes, ma.
You're good children. And when you have your spending, your sharing jar, ensure that you buy something for your parent. Is that a deal?
Yes, ma.
Do we have a deal? Cherish, your mommy's birthday hasn't come. So ensure you and your siblings buy something for her. You can
Yes,
you
ma.
can gossip with me and we'll discuss what we'll buy for her, okay? I can give
Yes.
you gift ideas. Ethan, when is your mom's birthday? It's when?
October.
So you
October.
see, you have enough time to save, right? You have enough time to
Yes,
save to get her a gift. So when that time is approaching, we'll plan what you're going to get for your mommy, okay? It's going to
okay.
be a surprise. They won't know. Don't worry, I won't tell them. So when you need to talk to me privately, tell them to borrow their phone that you want to discuss something privately. And we'll plan. They will not know what we'll
Okay.
talk about. But if you type
Yes,
it
ma.
as chat, they will know. If you don't type it as chat, tell them that you want to talk to me.
Okay.
Then call me on WhatsApp and we'll talk about it and you will get it. Have a beautiful day
She's cracking.
and see you on Sunday.
All
Thank you,
right. Thank
mommies,
you.
for being part of today. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Bye bye. Oh my god. Bye bye. Oh my god. Can you just come? It's so pretty. Oh my god. Oh my god. You didn't say my